Okay, so we just heard that this season Med will be exploring the cost of medicine and how that conflicts with care. And I would imagine that's going to come up with your characters quite a bit.
That's Goodwin's thrust this year, definitely. She's been taken to the carpet by the board to find ways to keep the hospital solvent and to cut costs, which directly affects everything that Maggie does. So far, as I see it, we've come to a couple of hard conversations in the episodes that we've shot.
There's a lot of visits to her office. There's a lot of, you said this, why are we doing that?
Right.
And I think that it's probably something that happens on a regular basis in most hospitals, where you think you're able to go on this route and suddenly the budget cut is taking you towards this way. Staffing is affected. The materials that are available are being affected. So overtime's affected. And so you just think about America in general and everything that we're dealing with healthcare. It's exactly what we're going through right now.
So that'll lead you to a little bit of conflict.
Oh, most definitely. The two of us, most assuredly. Because she can't work the ED if I don't have money. She can't work the ED if it's bleeding money. And so, we will be in conflict. Yeah.
And they're both very comfortable in tension. So Sharon has helped Maggie develop into such a nurse that has an opinion that is very clear, and she has a tendency of being clear in her giving of information, and Maggie has a way of responding that's very clear. But at the end of the day, I'm going to her office, and that's something that Maggie is well aware.
What about stories kind of independent of each other this season? What do we see for you guys apart from this conflict?
For Goodwin, so far, all I'm seeing is, this struggle with the hospital. Her husband comes back, so she'll have issues to deal with Bert. But I think this main thrust is, what do we do with this hospital to keep it functionally operating, and yet not, and always be able to take care of the patients, not lose the excellent care that the hospital is known for.
And I think all of our personal relationships tend to find a bit of light of day. Maggie, you get to know her more, a little bit more about her past relationships and how she approaches the business side with the personal side of working in a hospital. So, and then a lot of collaborations with the other characters, which is something that I do a lot. I tend to be a net. So True. Maggie tends to know about everybody's relationship. She's very nosy. And I spoke in the third person there for a very specific reason.
Because Marlyne isn't?
Marlene's not. Marlyne has a tendency of being invited to conversations. Maggie invites herself. Very opinionated. Especially if her ED's not run well. Here she is asking you if your personal life is functioning well. Is that the reason why you're messing with her ED? So I just want to keep that in the third person. Can you imagine?
I love it.
How are you guys enjoying filming in Chicago?
Oh, wow.
I'm loving it. I love Chicago. I'm originally from Detroit. I've lived in New York. It'll be 40 years next year. That's Chicago Fire. They're a little loud. But, you know, I find it sort of like a Midwest Hollywood sort of place now because they're doing so many film and television projects here. But what I love the most about Chicago is its theater and music scene. And then the food is like, forget about it. So I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the time here. I actually think I could live here.
You said that the first time we got here. When we got here, that was something you said in the beginning, and I feel like that now too. I mean, we pretty much do when you think about it. We shoot 10 months out of the year, and the weather. I've adjusted to the weather. I love the big coats,
but we've also been really, really lucky. Like the past winters have been mild. Yeah,
I didn't want to say that, but thank you.
Yeah, so we still, I mean, we might, like next year, because there's going to be a next year, I just know it, when we're all sitting here.
And the next and the next.
And we've gone through that like crazy Chicago winter, that Midwestern winter that I know from growing up in Detroit.
The one that lifts you when you walk. No, but last year, Epatha came to see me and she said, I was walking down and I saw a woman get lifted up.
We were in a car. And the wind lifted her, and she fell right in front of our car.
So I haven't experienced that yet. I've seen it on camera, so I'm not looking forward to anything like that.
Yeah.
But I love the city, and when it snows, I have great boots, fashionable. So I can't say that I've lived the real Nordic Chicago experience. So I don't know if I'm looking forward to that part. But you know, I mean, I love the people. I might stay home.
But you know, I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Detroit, so I'm not afraid of it.
Just put on a really great fire. That's one thing that you guys do well. Great bonfires. I've become a Chicagoan with that.
That's fun.
Good thing you film indoors, right?
True.
Right, but I love the bonfire.
True.
So, no, because Chicago Fire and PD, they live outside.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but they're young. They're young. They can handle it.
When Epatha shot the pilot here,
Yeah,
how many hours?
Dick said to me, I have 4 scenes. He said, honey, don't worry. You're going to be inside. It was in February. Don't worry. And I have 4 scenes. 3 of them I was trapped outside. We haven't been friends since then.
And being here for 10 months, does family come visit, or do you have time to go? Or?
Family has come to visit. I have time to go.
It's both.
All of that.
Both. And you
Over here, can I be in the picture?
The schedule accommodates for you to do both, but it's mostly family will come here. Family will come here and they'll always ask to go to the famous restaurants and do the tour, and eventually you're like, well, it's just home now, so just go on your tour and come back.
Yeah.